In 1971, a candy bar cost 5 cents. Today, it costs $2. That's not because chocolate got better. It's not because cocoa farmers got greedy. Something else happened. Something quieter. Something most people never noticed because it wasn't designed to be noticed. You've probably felt it without naming it. Prices at the store haven't jumped this month. The news isn't screaming inflation today. And yet, your paycheck buys less than it used to. Your savings account feels smaller, even though the number on the screen keeps climbing. That's the trick. Your money can lose value while everything around you looks calm. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll understand a mechanism most adults go their whole lives without ever being taught. Not because it's complicated, because it's inconvenient, for the people who benefit from you not understanding it. Here's why this matters right now, in 2026. Wages have technically gone up over the last few decades. On paper, that sounds like progress, but paper is exactly the problem, because the paper, the dollar itself, has been quietly redefined underneath you. Since 1971, the US dollar has lost roughly 96% of its purchasing power, not 96% since some ancient point in history. Since your grandparents were young adults, that's one lifetime, one long, slow leak. And the strange part? It didn't require a single dramatic event. No crash, no headline, just years, quietly stacking on top of each other. So how does this actually work? Let's break it down, piece by piece. Money is supposed to do 3 things: store value, measure value, let you exchange value. Most people assume the first job, storing value, is automatic. Cash in a jar equals cash tomorrow, right? Wrong. And here's the part textbooks tend to skip. Modern money isn't backed by anything physical anymore. No gold sitting in a vault with your name on it. It's backed by trust. Trust in a government. Trust in a central bank. Trust that the system will behave. Central banks control the supply of that money. And when more money enters the system, through lending, through stimulus, through printing, through digital creation with a few keystrokes, each existing dollar represents a slightly smaller slice of the total pie. Think of it like a company issuing new shares. If a business doubles its number of shares overnight, your existing shares are still there. Nothing was taken from you. But each one is suddenly worth less because the company didn't get twice as valuable. It just got sliced twice as thin. That's what happens to currency. Governments don't have to raise your taxes to take your money. They can just make more of it, quietly, legally, and you pay for it, not through a bill, but through erosion. Now, here's the uncomfortable math. If inflation runs at just 3% a year, which sounds mild, almost boring, your money loses half its value in about 23 years. Not from a crisis, from arithmetic, compounding, working in reverse, against you instead of for you. Meanwhile, the prices you notice, milk, gas, rent, those are just the visible symptoms. The real disease is upstream. It's in the money supply itself, expanding faster than the goods and services it's supposed to represent. And here's the irony. Politicians campaign on fighting inflation like it's weather, like it just happens to the economy. It doesn't just happen. It's a policy choice, made possible by a system built to expand the money supply almost by default. Let's talk about the gap between the hype and the reality. The hype. Your investments are growing. Your house is worth more. Your 401k chart points up and to the right. Feels good, doesn't it? The reality. Some of that growth isn't growth at all. It's the same asset, priced in a currency that's worth less than it used to be. Your house didn't necessarily get more valuable. The ruler measuring it got shorter. This is why people feel like they're working harder and falling further behind, even during years when the economy is technically doing well. The scoreboard says you're winning. The value underneath the scoreboard tells a different story. It's a bit like being told you got a raise, then finding out your new office is on the moon, where the cost of oxygen went up more than your paycheck did. Now zoom out, because this isn't just a personal finance quirk. It's structural. Every government carrying large amounts of debt has a quiet incentive here. Inflate the currency a little, and the debt, measured in old dollars, effectively shrinks. You're not just losing purchasing power by accident. You're partially subsidizing the repayment of debts you didn't take out in a currency you didn't choose to devalue. This is sometimes called a hidden tax. No vote required, no line item on your paycheck. Just a slow transfer of value from savers to borrowers, from wages to assets, from people holding cash to people holding things. And the people who understand this early, who convert idle cash into assets, businesses, property, productive investments, tend to ride the wave. The people who don't, the people who just save and wait, tend to watch the wave go past them. That's not a conspiracy. It's just how the incentives are built, which, in some ways, is more unsettling than a conspiracy would be. A conspiracy requires someone to be lying to you. This just requires everyone to keep playing along. So where does that leave you? Understanding this doesn't hand you a solution wrapped in a bow. It's not buy this stock or do this trick. It's something quieter and more useful, the ability to see the mechanism instead of just feeling its effects. Because the next time prices look stable and your paycheck looks the same and the headlines are quiet, you'll know that quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. It just means the erosion is doing its work exactly the way it's designed to, slowly, invisibly, and without ever asking your permission. The real question isn't whether your money is losing value. It's how long you're willing to let it happen without noticing.